To access all full body language breakdown videos in entirety, hours upon hours, click the link in the description to take you through to the Patreon. Thanks. Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, and game, and everything in between. Moving onwards to what may potentially be the last round of this college singles confess their crushes dating program we've been watching, analysing, observing, and making sense of. If you're just joining me now, you're going to learn some good game, so just hold on and I'll give you the insights into these beautiful people's minds. And if you really want to understand and fathom the true baseline behaviours and really work out the deeper level of how to, you know, be aware of attraction and repulsion in the people you deal with, there's going to be a link down in the comment which will take you to the playlist so you can start from the start. But with that being said, we're going to move on onwards. I am seeing your comments, people. I do appreciate the kind words you've been putting forth in relation to, this content and the value you perceive in it. I really do appreciate that. So I do see you. So let's continue onwards. We're on round 3, yeah?
We are going to start with the ladies. You're going to have 30 seconds to write down your crush for this third round.
30 seconds. He's trying to engage with the woman he chose 2 times over. Pay attention, making eye contact, wanting to take it further. It is an easy way for this woman to opt out and not look like a bad guy, develop some degree of, story and derive some attention from it. That's why when I said initially at the start, it's good you watch from the very get-go of this playlist, just so you understand how these relationships have bloomed and developed over time. But pay attention.
30 seconds.
So these ladies have got 30 seconds to write down their crush and go through the process one last time. Contestant number 1, contestant number 2 was not chosen by any of the men in the last rounds. So they had a little bit of a hissy fit and they tried to bend the rules. How they're going to react in this circumstance is going to be very awkward. Okay? Let's keep going.
2.
Number 5, deep in her thoughts, already formulating an answer to the question, now who am I picking, who am I picking? She's not paying attention to the host whatsoever. Number 7 already knows who she's picking. She's writing it down, okay? She was with the black guy on the last one, okay? I can't remember what number contestant he was. So whether she wants to have a second date with him or go with the other guy who chose her, because she was chosen twice, right, by 2 men on the opposite side. So she could actually go with the other guy now to look good. Her reasoning being, well, you chose me last time and I didn't pick you, so I thought blah blah blah. Then no one's feelings are hurt. She can attract all the attention in the world. She can look good for the camera. And she can leave it knowing she wasn't necessarily attracted to either and didn't have to give a heavy signal on someone she wasn't attracted on because she distributed half and half. Do you see where I'm coming from? She might not do that. She might go back with the same guy. She might just throw a curveball in the mix. But that is a potential. Okay?
Write down your crush for this third round. And your
pay attention.
2. Write down your crush for this third round.
She says, write down your crush for this third round. Watch Blondie as she nods her head.
30
Look,
seconds to write down
I'm in agreement.
your crush
I've done it.
for this third.
Yes. Smiles, actually looks at the other dude who she rejected last time, which is what I was discussing. Now, whether she still goes forth with it or is just reading his response, who knows? But we've got Luigi Mangione lookalike here,
round.
paying attention, making, or what we would call the deer in the headlight.
Write down
Look.
your crush for this
Pretending to be slick,
third round.
raises his eyebrows, deer in the headlights. They're called flashbulb eyes. Do you know when you just see someone, you create a notification of awareness by a brief heightening and anti-gravitational behavior of the eyebrows, a flash of the eyes to say, I acknowledge you. Let's say you're going to the shop, somebody will do so. How can I help? I see you. Right? It's a non-verbal cue that we do experience, at least in the Western world, on a very frequent basis, but we might not necessarily assess it to the deep depths as we do on this channel. But it is something we see from time to time. It might manifest in a micro-expression as your eye contact and engagement with that person actually surprises them, shocks them, kicks them into gear, and that surge of electricity you put through them, whew, creates light, spirit, soul within their essence, and their eyes illuminate like light bulbs, okay? Can be manufactured, such as what he did. Could be reactionary, okay?
And your time starts now.
Also, if any of the guys want to influence these girls' decisions potentially right now.
So host trying to run a little bit of game. Thing being, as a man, I know the host serves purpose and it's all for entertainment and he has a right to do so. Biologically speaking, if you want to be perceived as a leader right now, because women like leaders, right? Why doesn't the woman want to be with number one? Of course she wants to be with number one. Of course she wants to be with the boss. Of course she wants to be with the CEO. That's goes without saying, and it's a complete cope if you don't believe in that. She wants to be with the independent man. She wants to be with the leader, the winner of the race, the winner of the competition, the gold medalist, the platinum medalist. She wants to be with number one. She wants to be with the leader. So you as a man in this lineup right now, if you take an order from the host, an indirect order, how about you influence him and you start performing like a dancing monkey for the women in order to garner her attention on request of your boss, this other man, this alpha male? Pay attention to the dynamics. What does that signify in you? Hey, might get your foot in the door as far as getting a little more attention in the competition and maybe, you know, you being able to leverage it and jujitsu it into a better position for yourself. But across the board, if you're consistently acting like this, taking influence and orders and being pushed and maneuvered into all these positions by other men in your life, unconsciously, it says a lot about how you perceive yourself in relation to those whom are dictating your movements, okay?
Also, if any of the guys want to influence these girls' decisions potentially right now.
Right. First to move. All right. Everyone's cracking a joke. Everybody's acting like a clown. We're jester maxing right about now. All right. Pay attention. He's the first to jester max. He's the guy who got rejected by the blonde girl I was referencing initially. So now he's creating movement. Movement attracts attention. All right. Look at me. Let me make you smile through any means, even if it's me acting like a clown. Do you see where I'm coming from? Don't be that guy, fellas. Don't be that guy. That guy gets into friendship groups and he's always the butt of the joke. But as long as he's the butt of the joke, he feels like he has value. So he consistently places himself as the butt of the joke, as the clown, as the man people laugh at. Don't be that guy. Don't think that that is an appropriate position for you to be as a friend. No, 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 no. Friends shouldn't walk all over you and laugh at your expense, right? We've all known that guy in the social group we've taken the piss out of. Maybe it has been us in the past, right? Pay attention to it. Don't be that guy, okay? So tall guy takes order. Of course, he has to bust the pose. Thing is with him, we're not going to make too many comments. Fair play, whatever. Right. So the ladies look all over. Green girl cracking up. She's got a little bit of a communication with the Asian girl beside her. We've seen this manifest through the competition. They've developed a bit of a telekinesis in-group communication, right? She looks over to her to garner her response because she knows there's going to be a mutual agreement to the cringe that's going on before them. Asian girl is hiding behind the sign as it happens, so you see a great manifestation of in-group preference and manifestation of speaking without the verbal, right? A non-verbal communication here, Okay? Perpetually, number 5 has always had this slant in the hips, always had one foot forward. This is a baseline behavior, at least within this particular communication, in this conversation, in this group. Maybe because she feels she'll be too tall if she just stands upright. But you can also look at it as a bit of an indirect means of accentuating the hip to waist ratio, which is arguably, scientifically, biologically, via studies, one of, if not the most important factor of how a man will deem that woman attractive, sexually speaking, aesthetically speaking, because it has a significant value in relation to pregnancy and fertility. Hip to waist ratio serves a good purpose of signaling that within the feminine, okay? It all links down to that survival and procreation, okay?
I make really good chicken piccata.
My guy's talking about cooking. Put some respect on that. He's not even cracking jokes. I just want to put some respect on my guy. Pay attention to number 9. He's actually running game here, and we're going to talk about this. Hold on.
I think more is better. I make really good chicken piccata.
He's not even cracking jokes. He's making a bold statement. He's cutting through the noise. These lot are jester maxing. These lot are acting like clowns. My guy comes in with the fact. My guy comes in with the fact he can cook. Very admirable, very attractive, very deeply rooted in our ancestry, the sharing of food, especially if it's good quality food. Here, between you and me. Mic check, 1 2. 1 2, just making sure my volume's still here. I'm knocking it all over the shop. Between you and me, people, I'm not a good cook, all right? So I can tell you, through my weak link in the chain, it's an incredible detriment to me, the fact I can't, because I know how attractive it is to women knowing that their man can cook. Why is that? Because men don't need to cook. It should be the woman who cooks, blah, blah, blah. Not necessarily. When you're cooking for your children, when you have an understanding of a balanced and nutritious diet, it interlinks with the survival protocol, right? What more needs to be said? We can go to the shops now and just buy pre-prepared food. Our biological limbal system, our primitive brain that resides within the central, if not the lower component of our material fleshy manifest, doesn't understand that. It's still landlocked into the past that has come and gone, right? I'm stuttering and buttering. We're going to continue onwards. But think alike the animals we are, okay? Not like the liars we have become through the manifest of the human bullshitting mind.
All right, I think that's time. So we're gonna... All right, I think that's time.
How's this for a walk, eh? Let's talk about this walk. This is... I was just on autopilot for a moment. My head was elsewhere, and this walk caught my attention. If this walk caught my attention, you have to question, why did it catch my attention? And it's because it's purposeful.
All right,
We've not seen the woman walk, the host, walk like this before. Look.
I think that's time.
Look at the accentuation. Head down, submissive value as she approaches number 1. All right, bit of an awkward communication over, because she always goes to number 1 first. It started off, and it's a very fake, hey, feminine social communication. She looks down to the floor as she walks towards that submissive symbol, obviously. But whereas she uses one hand, and you can see here, look at the microphone. The microphone is in her left hand. As she starts to walk,
All right, I think that's time.
she changes the hand of the microphone. Unnecessarily, one would believe. She creates a shield, a defensive mechanism to the women she is walking close to. She opens herself up to the men at the opposite side. The accentuation of the movement of the arm attracts attention, because movement attracts attention. The woman's physical form has a broader extension, a broader range of movement, a broader mobility than the man's elbow, right? You'll see homosexuals walking with a particular walk because they've been influenced by the feminine form, right? But they can't necessarily walk like women because their structure, their skeleton, their joints don't hold the same value, right? Operate in a different mechanical way. So the accentuation of the swinging of the arm and the hyperextension of the elbows and whatnot is a brilliant sexual cue that most will never understand, and it will always go unnoticed. Pay attention. So there's an attraction of attention from the masculine there. Why is that? You tell me. Is she unconsciously in competition with the women? Does this make sense to you, yeah? It never switches off. Whether we believe it's just a bit of fun or not, the man and the woman brain doesn't switch off. It still pursues and still unconsciously wants and craves that which is a necessity for its survival and its procreation. Let's keep moving.
So we're going to add something to this. Okay, so before you reveal who your crush is.
So we're going to add something to this, apparently. She says, before who you reveal who your crush is, she knows last time she didn't get chosen by any of the men. And last time, to rebel because she wasn't chosen by any of the men, she chose one of the girls. The other girl who wasn't chosen, right? So she essentially bent the rules in order to save face because she didn't want to give the men any credit because they didn't give her any attention, which is toxic as hell. It's a red flag. For you to not submit as a woman is problematic because I'm not looking for a combative relationship, right? If you don't want to submit, I need to go out of my way to look after you. Right? Does that not make sense? I won't be a man if you won't be a woman. Right? I know you're strong and independent, but then again, so am I. Biologically speaking, out of necessity, not via social engineering. Right? My reality isn't your Halloween costume. Do you see where I'm coming from? Quite offensive in this day and age to make such statements, but look at the world around you and look at how we engage. It's facts. So she's going to come over and she's going to say this. The host is going to say this.
Add something to this.
We've added something to this because this has probably already been pre-planned, pre-discussed to see how we can get the awkward sort of, rejected girls back in the mix through one means or another. Let's find out.
Okay, so before you reveal who your crush is, can you tell us what your ick is, something that turns you off?
Can you reveal your ick? We're going to get into some game here. I'll see you on the next video, yeah? Thank you for watching. You can watch all body language breakdown videos, hours on hours of content, including the game I can't give here, via the Patreon. The link is in the description.